This is Pete Moore, host of Halo Talks and author of Time to Win Again, 52 Takeaways from Team Sports to Ensure Your Business Success. I wrote this book because I believe that you could be better. I believe what we get out of team sports, the discipline, the lessons, the strategies can be implemented into your business overnight, and you will see the results. Time to win again. Make it happen. Go Halo. Week 1, takeaway 1, pay for talent. Every company has employees, but how many companies have real talent? Talent are the best employees you're gonna find, and they're gonna be with you for a long period of time. So how do you source the talent? Where are those people in your community? In your 5-mile radius, there are great people who work at restaurants, they work at retail, they're coaching little league teams, they're working at some of your competitors. Identify those talents, get them under your roof, nurture them, turn them into rock stars, and turn your company into the best place to work. Now, if you're an NFL team, you've got to have wide receivers that can catch the ball. You got to have a quarterback that can get the ball to them. You need playmakers. In business, you need talent. Find it, source it, embrace it, and let's win. Week 2, takeaway 2, man versus zone. As you think about basketball and you think about playing a box and one, that one person is responsible for the best playmaker on the other team. That is their sole focus. If you run an organization and you bring in a top client, let's put one person responsible for that account and then put a team behind that person. So we're playing man on every single account. And that relationship that's built is gonna D up and it's gonna turn into the results you want. So when you think about man versus zone, we're not playing zone when we have top clients, we're playing man to man. Let's win. Week 3, takeaway 3. Decode your competitors' signals. I love watching college football when they scan to the sidelines and you see 3 or 4 people holding up signs with different signals and different logos and different words to try and confuse the competitors, but also signal to their own team. In your community, in your 5-mile radius, you're competing every day against a health club operator, a different food or restaurant or entertainment, or someone that's providing an experience to try and take someone's time and get some of their capital and their money infused into their business instead of yours. Everything that that competitor is doing, you need to know because you're competing against them. And every move they make, you have a counter move. So make sure you spend time understanding what you're up against and how you're going to decode what they're doing. And that's the way you keep your clients and you get new clients. Week 4, takeaway 4. Use your timeouts. In every NFL game, you get 3 timeouts in the first half and 3 timeouts in the second half. And almost every team uses all their timeouts. And they use them for a reason, because they need to pause. They need to fix something. They need to communicate better. They don't want to take the risk that something bad is going to happen. In your business, think about all the times that you could take a timeout. You could fix the sales script. You could fix the retention system. You could go and you can upgrade the software. You could go from personal training on a 10-pack paid in full, or you can go to an EFT. You can take a timeout and you can coach up some of your team members. Speed is not always your friend. You have to be disciplined. You have to work as if you're a professional team and use the timeouts that are granted to you. And you will fix problems before they happen and you'll win more times than not. Week 5, takeaway 5, focus on today's game. The best head coaches in every sport have the ability to train and teach their athletes that the only thing that matters on the field over the next 60 minutes is what happens today. We're not looking into the future. We're not looking at the playoff picture. We're focused on executing our daily routines and making sure that we play the best while we have the opportunity to win. In business, if you're like me, you've got 100 ideas a day, and those feel great from a creative standpoint and being an entrepreneur. However, it doesn't help you win today. So write all those things down, create a smart sheet, set the schedule, set the playbook, execute, and then have planning sessions on a quarterly basis. Focus on today's game. Week 6, takeaway 6. I need action leaders, not thought leaders. In any sports team, the thought leaders are the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. They're coming up with different formations. They're coming up with different schemes. They're coming up with things that are going to potentially turn the other team into a group of athletes who are confused. Thought leaders are good to have, but they need to turn into action leaders. They need to turn into X's and O's. They need to turn into timing patterns. They need to turn into schemes that actually get the results of what those thoughts were. So I ask you as a business owner, look at all your processes, look at all your scripts, look at your marketing materials, look at all the systems, look at the data, and tell me what the actions are you're taking, not the thoughts you're having. Week 7, takeaway 7, weekly preparation. When you think about how many hours are spent as an NFL team preparing for a 1-hour game on a Sunday, hundreds and hundreds of hours of preparation for that 1 hour on the field. Whereas in business, we have a Monday meeting that's 30 minutes, and that somehow is gonna prepare us for the rest of the week, for our entire organization to win. What if we took 4 hours on a Monday and turned that into practice? What if we all spent time thinking about what was gonna happen for the next 4.5 days? The weekly preparation that is done in professional sports needs to be better replicated in business. Spend the hour role playing instead of 10 minutes. Spend time actually thinking through with your team what clients we're going to talk to in what order this week. And each one of the Zoom calls or each one of the individual meetings, how much time are we putting in before those meetings? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 5 seconds? Is it 5 hours? Think about how we're gonna win and prepare to make those wins happen. Week 8, takeaway 8, stretch together. Think back to high school, the 15 minutes you spent with your team doing calisthenics, jumping jacks, sit-ups, push-ups as a team. Created camaraderie, created a little bit of banter. You got to know people, who they really are. So I encourage you in any business, whether you're running a virtual business, it's over Zoom, or it's over Slack, or Microsoft Teams. Or if you're running a location business, take 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, stretch with your employees, do a little bit of exercise, walk around the track together. Those personal relationships have been forgotten in business. If you're the CEO of a company, you should know what motivates your employees. You should know what makes them tick. Stretching together gives you the ability to have a casual way of gathering information, building trust, building loyalty, and that's how you build a team. Week 9, takeaway 9. What does your org chart look like? Now, I used to play goalie in soccer since I was 7 years old, and I thought of myself as the last line of defense. And I thought of myself as I'm the CEO of the soccer field. 1, I get to use my hands. 2, I could see everything because I'm at the back of the field. I know how my players are interacting. I know how much energy they have. I can see the field. I'm the CEO. But I'm not the goal scorer. Those are a separate set of players, and they're the offense and I'm the defense. So when you think about the corporate overhead of your team, the corporate overhead is your defense and your goalie. The sales team, the marketing team, the account executives, those are my forwards. Those are my playmakers. When you understand who's on offense, who's on defense, and how we're communicating to make sure we win, you'll better understand that an inverted org chart is really the org chart that creates winning teams. Week 10, takeaway 10. If you're the owner and the CEO, what was your record last season? If you were as critical of yourself as you are the head coach of your favorite sports team, what was your record last year? How do you think you did? What decisions have you made this past week that you regret? What information did you get in order to make those decisions? Were they the right decisions, and did you seek out team members and what they thought might be the right decision? Be critical of yourself, make improvements, learn from your mistakes, just like NFL and college coaches do, and that's how you create winning records and winning teams year after year. Be critical, make adjustments, and figure out the formula you need to win. Week 11, takeaway 11. What data do you look at daily? I love watching an NFL team when there's an interception and everyone sprints over to the bench. They pick up a Microsoft Surface and they have a group review of what happened frame by frame. What happened in that timing route? What happened with the quarterback? What was the rush? What changed from practice to the real game? Think about if you applied those same principles to what you're doing in your business. What happened on the last interview? What happened on the last event that we did? What happened in the last spin class? And really understand what's the secret sauce of your business and how do we execute seamlessly. That's the data you want to look at daily. The more you can refine those and continue to improve them, the success of your business is going to follow. Week 12, takeaway 12. Compensate your players to achieve the ultimate goal. In hockey, that would be the Stanley Cup. In baseball, the World Series. Football, the Super Bowl. At the end of this year, what do we want our club, our vitamin company, our startup, our multi-unit operation? Where do we want to be at the end of the year? And that, to you, is your Stanley Cup. When we hire employees and we set a base salary, we don't give out guaranteed bonuses. We give out guaranteed bonuses when we win. And once we do this year after year, and we set a higher and higher bar for ourselves, for our team, and for the success of our business, and everyone gets paid, that's how we're gonna compensate people. We're compensating people on the win. We don't play to play, we play to win, and we get paid to win. Week 13, takeaway 13. Severance should never be more than 5 months and 27 days. The day after the Super Bowl to the day of the first preseason game in the NFL is 5 months and 27 days. I've been negotiating employment agreements with executives for over 20 years. Some people are asking for 9, 12, 18, 24 months of severance. If you're an NFL player, you only have 5 months and 27 days to find 1 out of 32 teams to play for. And if you're an executive, you have over 8,000 companies in the United States that have more than $5 million of revenue. So why should I give you more than the 5 months and 27 days to find a new team? Because I want you focused on my job, on my wins. And I want winning people, winning athletes on my team that are thinking about wins and not losses. Week 14, takeaway 14. What are you feeding your employees, AKA your athletes? I'm still shocked when I walk into a corporate office and there are Snickers bars, Skittles, Mountain Dew. A Mountain Dew has over 22 teaspoons of sugar in a 20-ounce bottle. So when you think about your employees, think about fueling them with the best products, with the best food and beverage. Every professional team has a certified nutritionist on board. Do you? We're all athletes, and food and drink is the fuel that makes us win. Week 15, takeaway 15. Too many players on the ice. In the NHL, you've got 5 skaters and 1 goalie. An NBA team has a maximum roster of only 15, 13 active and 2 on reserve. When you think about your corporate overhead, don't think about how many people you need. Think about what roles those people are playing and how we can optimize those roles into the fewest number of executive positions. How many players do you really need on the ice in order to run an efficient operation? And the best part of hiring is when everyone in the company is asking for more resources. Wouldn't it be better to run a smaller team, higher paid professionals, athletes that are all franchise players? That's how you win. Less people on the ice, better professionals, and more wins. Week 16, takeaway 16. Everything must start and end on time. If I think back to high school, if I ever was late for Coach Hettenbach or Coach Blitz or Coach Graham's practice or game, you don't play. And after that happens 1 or 2 times, you're off the team. How many people here show up late for a Zoom call? How many people walk into a meeting a couple minutes late? In sports, that's unacceptable. In business, it should be unacceptable. So everything's got to start and end on time. And think about the discipline. Think about the benefits. And think about how that team is going to operate when everything is happening according to plan. Week 17, takeaway 17. Do you treat your members and your clients as if they bought a season ticket license to watch you play? If you thought about it that way, you might not approach conversations with your vendors and with your clients as if they don't understand what you're doing. They brought on this product because they are trying to become better. And they think that your system is going to help them win. So maybe it's time to refocus on what you're providing to your members, to your clients, and making sure you wake up every day and know that their winning is your winning, and treat them as if they paid to watch you play and they're your biggest fans. Treat them accordingly. Week 18, takeaway 18. If you're the CEO, you must own a clipboard and a headset and a laminator. Why do I say that? It's important for people to see that you're in charge. Just like a high school basketball coach carries around a clipboard. I was at a health club the other day and the owner's email address and cell phone were on posters throughout the club. If you've got an issue, contact Pleasant. Think about how that changes the culture, how that changes the narrative. Think about being accessible. I go on websites, there isn't a phone number. There isn't an email address. Some people have LinkedIn profiles that don't let you access them. Think about opening up instead of closing down all the opportunities you have to get more information intelligence, and to fully understand how your business is running. Week 19, takeaway 19, slow down the tape. In every NFL team, the quarterback spends hours and hours going through game tape, trying to understand what's going to happen the next time they play this specific team, what the strengths and weaknesses are of each player, and the schemes that they're throwing at the quarterbacks. Think about Peyton Manning. Think about Eli. Think about some of the great players in every sport that spend more time in the film room than they do on the field. Think about all the ways that you could slow down the tape, rewind, figure out what happened today, what happened last week, what happened last month, and how you can make sure that the following month, the following day, the following week are optimized. Be like an NFL quarterback. Know everything that's going on your field. Week 20, takeaway 20. Please, please, please simplify your business description. If you're a software company and you're helping people generate more leads, say, I'm in the lead management business. I'm gonna get you more leads than you've ever gotten. I don't wanna hear buzzwords about AI enabled, CRM this, analytics that. I wanna know what you're doing with your product or service to help me be better. Think about what your achievements are and how you're gonna help a client become more successful, more profitable. And that is the business description of the company, not the buzzwords and the acronyms that drive people crazy and warrant more questions than answers. Week 21, takeaway 21. What do you really know about your athletes? You have a head of HR. Let's first change that title to head of player personnel. Let's allow all of our employees, our athletes, to know that we're gonna treat them as if they play for Chelsea, as if they play for Man United, as if they play for the New England Patriots or the New York Giants. Once you find out what their hot buttons are, what their motivations are, you're gonna help them achieve their goals. They're gonna be extremely loyal to you. You're gonna have very high retention rates of your employees, and it's gonna be a great place to work. So I behoove you to take the time, talk one-on-one with your employees, get to know them as people, and then help them become optimized athletes. Everybody wants to win, and that's why they're on your team. Make it happen. Week 22, takeaway 22. Give your team a salary cap. An NFL team that's successful spends over 56% of their total budget on offense. So when you take a look at adding up all of your offensive players and your defensive players, figure out what percentage that is. And if you're at 80% defense and 20% offense, there's the answer to your sales growth problem. 60-40 is the right split. Think about how that gets optimized. Hire the best people, pay them, and let them help you win. Week 23, takeaway 23. Where do you source your talent from? Most people right now just put up an ad on Craigslist or LinkedIn or Indeed. Well, think about in your 5-mile radius around your studio, around your club, around your company. Do you know who the best people are? You should know. Is it someone that works at a restaurant? Is it a sales exec at a big company? Is it someone else in that office building that has great energy? Think about all the places you could find great talent coming out of college, coming out of high school. You've got to spend the time to be proactive about recruiting. Just like an NFL team has a depth chart, if their wide receivers go down, they know who's next up. Intelligence on recruiting is key. Optimize your team, find the right talent, and get them on your squad. Week 24, takeaway 24. Value every possession. If you're running a company, every Zoom call, every internal meeting, every client interaction is game time. If you're an NFL team and we have a certain set of plays that we run regularly, we have a specific number of yards we think we're gonna get out of each one of those plays. If we're running timing patterns, the ball's gonna be there when that receiver turns around. Think about the Zoom call. That's an offensive possession. A client interaction, offensive possession. What do we want to happen on that call? Think about that when you're on offense, and think about how you can better prepare your team to affect the results that you want and win on every Zoom, win on every client meeting, win on internal meetings. That's the way you turn your possessions into touchdowns. Week 25, takeaway 25. Only hire twice a year, not daily, weekly, or monthly. If you think back to high school and college sports that you played on, there was a team. That team was decided at the beginning of the season, and that team played the entire season together. People got hurt, they got hurt. Next man, next woman up. In business, let's think about it the same way. We're gonna start the year in January with these 20 employees. If a couple leave, a couple get sick, so be it. If we're down to 16, in June, we'll re-up to 20. You're gonna find leaders in times of crisis, adversity, challenges, And we need to identify those talents and let them step up. But don't hire all the time because it takes away from the productivity of what you're trying to achieve. Week 26, takeaway 26. Celebrate weekly wins. In every team, in every business, there's going to be wins and losses every day, every week. If I'm a baseball team, I play a doubleheader and I go 1-1. Okay, what happened that would constitute a win? Was it an employee that worked overtime and did something spectacular for a member? Is it someone from the corporate team identifying an opportunity for us to go into a new market? Little wins create larger team wins and franchise success. So celebrate the weekly wins, diagnose the weekly losses, and you will win more times than not. Time to Win Again, 52 takeaways from team sports to ensure your business success. Available on Amazon, www.timetowinagain.com, and all of our Halo Talks podcasts. Look forward to seeing you back on the field. Go Halo.